Every Zelda game has its upsides and its downfalls, and not every game is to everyone's liking, but all of them has some form of unique mechanic that sets them apart from each other. If this gimmick, as the community has now commonly referred it to, is a hit or a miss for each person is very divisive. Today I'm going to do my best to rank the top 10 of these gimmicks, based on nothing more than my own personal experience with them. What is actually counted as a gimmick is also subjective, so I've had to have a real good think about what is and isn't. For example, for me, I'm not including the likes of weapon durability in the Wild era, or the fact that it's an open world game, as I just didn't think they qualified. Anyway, before we begin, comment below what you think your favourite gimmick is. The Dark Worlds from A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds is an evil flip of the normal world, and it has far more tougher enemies. With it being basically the same as the normal world, it somehow seems to be completely different. For me, I think it's better in the Link Between Worlds version, because of the other mechanics that game offers, but we'll get into that later, but is a great concept in both games. Time travel in a game is such an amazing concept. This is used brilliantly in the Ocarina of Time. This is a similar concept to the Dark World mechanic, but I think is a better version of it. Having to navigate the same story across two separate points in time is truly unbelievable. The alive, bubbling nature of the child timeline is stark contrast to the adult one, where it's in Rune from Ganondorf overthrowing the world that we just saw and plunging into a broken shell full of monsters and evil, using this as a driving factor for us to care about the world we are trying to save. Some of the best parts of the game also come from this, namely the Spirit Temple, where you have to utilise this gimmick to complete the dungeon across two different time periods. It's almost like playing the game in 4D. In addition, the ability to enrage a crazy man in a windmill across a 7-year period to learn a Song of Storms is everything we need in a time travelling game. The Oracle of Ages had a similar concept of being able to travel into the past, but not quite as effective as Ocarina of Time. What a fantastic gimmick to have in a game. It's an amazing thing to experience this for the first time when you shrink down to Minish size and see the world from this perspective. Utilising this gimmick in the boss fights and around the world is truly amazing, and it gives us a whole new way to experience Zelda games. Sometimes Nintendo really just think outside their box, and this one is amazing. Visually, I love it, capturing what it would really look like if you lived at this size. Motion control is a controversial one for many reasons. While it was in Twilight Princess, it wasn't primarily intended for this game and was mainly played on the GameCube, but it still utilised it well. In Skyward Sword, however, is where Nintendo went all in on this mechanic, mapping everything it had to do to the motion controls. At launch, this had a rocky start for the community, with a lot of people, well, hating it. For me, I'm on the other side. I absolutely loved it, but that is just me. But those that could get past the initial problem and learn to use the controls effectively, it really gave the game a whole new dimension. The ability to actively think about where your sword swings go and the angle of your bow shots really immersed me in the game fully. And for those who push past the controls who may not have liked them, they got to experience one of the greatest Zelda stories ever made. As time has passed, I think people have come to love this gimmick, and it has a home in the top 10 for a reason. With the new era of Zelda came a brand new system. Away with the old item-based gameplay and in with a new rune-based system. This was a massive turn for Zelda, and while some people liked the old way, this was a phenomenal success in most people's books. The runes had many different uses, primarily for overworld, shrine and divine beast puzzles. Some people found a way to use the abilities to traverse the map in unique ways, like the wind bombs and stasis to launch very, very far. Also, the ability to have bombs anywhere at any time was very handy. The Cryonis was a cool concept, but definitely the weakest of the abilities. Overall, giving Link all the tools in the game straight away from the get-go was a bold move, but they were a fantastic addition to the title's new chapter. While the sailing in Wind Waker for most people was a tedious task, I absolutely loved it. For a game of its time, the level of openness was frankly unreal. Being able to sail to any island you wanted whenever you wanted was liberating. While large parts of it was empty, I still feel like it gave a real sense of what an open seas would be like. And for me, that's what made it great. It's a grand adventure on the way to your next destination. The music that accompanied this was also a great compliment. The 3D version, the Swift Sail, only enhanced this experience further. For me, the next Zelda would not suffer if they integrated this back into the game. Grand open seas to go and explore and underwater exploration just to accompany it. As for gimmicks, wall merging in A Link Between Worlds has got to be one of the most interesting. The ability to become a 2D painting and travel along walls and into different dimensions was truly incredible. What makes it even cooler is the fact you need it in the final battle, merging into the walls to use light arrows to defeat Yuga. It is a fantastic addition to the game and gives such a good twist on the Zelda formula. Using this gimmick made puzzles have a complete new way to be completed and utilising every space possible in the world. It was simply amazing. While Majora's Mask had arguably the most abstract of Link's adventures, very little is more impressive than the ability to use masks in this game for all manner of things. From making chicks follow you in a massive conga to literally becoming a god. For innovation, this is truly unbelievable, and is one most players will never ever forget. To incorporate these masks into their own individual playstyles was very impressive. The Deku Scrub to be able to use plants to gain height and fly, the Goron mask to be able to roll around like a ball of death, and the Zora mask to swim like a fish and throw your fins like boomerangs. Just amazing, and then to top it all off, the ability to turn into fierce deity and obliterate anything that stands in your way. Truly a one-of-a-kind game mechanic. That's not even to mention the other masks in the games like the Giant Mask, Blast Mask and many others. Just a great gimmick to add to an already fantastic story. Like Breath of the Wild, they really pushed the boat out with the abilities that you get at the start of the game in Tears of the Kingdom. The ability to fuse almost anything together to make ultra powerful weapons, being able to ascend through pretty much any single object, reverse time on any single object, and obviously Ultrahand being able to move almost anything and connect it to another object. Just a huge playground of ability to utilise in a massive open world. The way you play this game is only limited by the imagination that you have. This is why it's so good. Also, once you perfected a build, you can also save it and build it automatically via auto build. I mean, what more could you want from a game gimmick? Before we get to number 1, I just wanted to give some honourable mentions. First off is the Echoes from Echoes of Wisdom. A great mechanic, and obviously you get to play as Zelda. I just didn't hit me as hard as I thought it would, and that's why it didn't make the list. The Wolf Link from Twilight Princess. While it's an amazing mechanic and gimmick, it really was not utilised that well, and I didn't really think it deserved a place. And last is the musical instruments from a lot of games. Obviously these gave you lots of abilities and different things you could do within the games, but again I didn't think they were big enough for me to put them in. Majora's Mask 3-day cycle is one of the most unique mechanics in any game ever. This gimmick adds so much to the game. Intensity, storytelling, and a matter of urgency like no other game can do. But this gimmick has so many more layers. The people in the game have a set routine that they carry out, like they're living their life across the 3 days, giving deep meaning to all the people that you meet, following along many side quests to piece together their lives. All the while, slowly over 3 days, a huge looming threat descends towards the town in the form of a giant moon. This whole cycle is lived over and over again as you figure out how to stop this threat. It's simply one of the greatest features of any game ever made. It's completely flawless. So that's it. That's my top 10 greatest gimmicks in Zelda history. Please let me know in the comments what your favourite is. Also, just so you know, I stream Monday, Wednesday and Friday on the purple side if you want to come and hang out. For now, that's Rusty out. Hit the subscribe button and like for more content just like this.